Welcome to this highly technical explainer where we're going to act as your digital flight instructor for the day. Today, we are mastering the absolutely critical communication systems of the Bombardier Q400. We'll be relying heavily on the visuals on screen to help build up those procedural reflexes, so let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into our pre-flight briefing, moving logically through our cockpit flow. On the agenda today, we have 1. ARCDU frequency switching, 2. Changing preset frequencies, 3. VHF system testing, 4. Manual ELT activation, and 5. Water ELT activation. Basically, we'll be moving systematically from standard radio tuning directly into emergency beacon activation.
Section 1. ARCDU frequency switching. First up, we need to understand the primary interface we use for everyday radio tuning in the cockpit.
So the absolutely crucial point here is that the ARCDU, which stands for Audio and Radio Control Display Unit, is the central hub for your communications. It completely replaces those older, traditional radio control heads. Instead, it continuously displays all your necessary in-flight information right there on the screen for you to see at a glance.
Moving to Section 2, Changing Preset Frequencies. Let's look at how this builds into our first strict operational sequence for the VHF comm.
Step 1. On the ARCDU display, you'll use your finger to push the side key adjacent to the VHF label. Doing this highlights the preset code, which you'll see pop up as black digits on a cyan background. So simply push the side key to highlight the preset code. Our memory aid for this is side to slide. You literally push the side key to slide right into editing mode.
Step 2. Now take your hand and grab the two concentric tune knobs located at the lower right side of the ARCDU panel. You just turn those knobs to change the preset code to whatever your desired frequency is. The memory aid here is super simple. Turn to tune. You just rotate the knobs to dial in the new numbers.
Step 3. Push that side key adjacent to the VHF label once again, and you'll see the newly selected frequency move right into the active frequency position. So, push the side key a second time to lock it in and make it active. Your memory aid here is push to play.
Section 3. VHF system testing. Because, after setting our frequency, we have to ensure the system is actually operational.
To test the system, first you push the VHF side key and then hit the EXP key. Next, push the side key adjacent to the test legend. Now, what's really interesting here is what happens next. Pushing test actually disables the audio module's automatic squelch circuit for exactly 1 second. This allows you to explicitly hear the receiver noise to confirm functionality. You'll know it's working when you hear that burst of static accompanied by a green SQL message displayed on the screen.
But what happens when standard systems fail? We have to transition our focus from everyday cockpit radio flows to the critical protocols required when we lose our standard communication lines.
Section 4. Manual ELT activation. This brings us to the Portable Emergency Locator Transmitter, or ELT. In a typical Bombardier Q400 installation, you're going to find this unit up in the right-hand forward overhead bin. Let's look at how to manually activate it.
To manually activate the unit, you switch it to the on position and try to keep the antenna vertical. This timeline brilliantly illustrates the exact battery life cycle when the unit is manually activated. At exactly 0 seconds, a self-test sequence starts. After 50 seconds, the 406 MHz transmission begins. But notice the 24-hour mark. The 406 MHz transmission is deliberately stopped. Why? Well, it's to conserve the batteries so that the 121.5 and 243 MHz homing frequencies can continue transmitting for approximately 100 hours.
Section 5. Water ELT activation. For this one, we must memorize the strict 4-step procedure for deploying the ELT in a water emergency.
Step 1. With the portable ELT unit in hand, you need to set the main switch to the arm position. You also have to ensure the water switch sensor is physically connected to the unit. Your memory aid to lock this in is armed and attached. Switch set to arm, sensor securely attached.
Step 2. Once it's armed, securely fasten the ELT to your yellow aviation life raft using a tether line. Your memory aid for this step is tie before you try. Always tether the unit so it doesn't float away from you.
Step 3. Now, place the floating ELT in the water, but you have to specifically position it so that its antenna is pointing directly upward towards the sky. Remember, antenna to the air. Keep it pointing up so it can broadcast that rescue signal.
Step 4. Finally, you need to verify the unit is actually working.
You check that the buzzer operates, you'll hear a buzzing noise radiating from it, and check that the visual indicator light flashes periodically. So your final memory aid is buzz and blink. Verify it's working by listening for the noise and looking for the light.
We've covered the critical flows today, from everyday ARCDU tuning right down to the absolute worst-case scenario with a water ELT deployment. Remember, precision in these steps is non-negotiable. Your mastery of the manual is exactly what guarantees safety in the skies. So in an emergency, when every single second counts, are your procedural reflexes sharp enough to power the Q400's lifeline without a second thought? Take these memory aids with you into the cockpit. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today.